Absolutely. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is P.E.P. Listeners Podcast. Pardon my, I'm on time, but I just it's one of those days where I felt I was behind the eight ball all day. I had a hard day, had a lot of things that I was doing, but we're here, baby. We're here, baby, and we're going to discuss the importance of knowing who your family is. You need to know who your people are. So I brought somebody with me because he has a story to tell. He's been on the panel before. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everyone in the chat. I just want to get to the business, man. I see y'all in here. Reef, Nicholas, MJ, Rod, Josh, Eric Jordan, Monta Musa, Young Deezy. Love is the word. Salute to y'all. If I miss you, know that I love you. Todd, what's going on, bro? I forgot that AB and Cobbs is fighting today. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Because what we got going on here is more important, in my opinion. So without further ado, we're going to welcome back our brother, I Rock in the building, man. How you doing, good brother?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. I'm still breathing. Any day above ground is a good one.
That's right, man. That's right, man. That's right, man. So, yeah, I know last time you was here, I guess you can say you kind of went mini viral. You being very honest about, your past, and I salute you for that.
Appreciate it.
I shared the video, man, and it was a tearjerker, man. I had people calling me up like, what the fuck, man? I said, look, this is why we gotta take care of each other. We gotta this is why you gotta watch your children.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. It's the unfortunate reality is, man, and I'm pretty sure you know this, in the Black community, topics like that aren't things that are really spoke on. It's, everybody knows somebody with an uncle or a cousin or whatever that ain't right.
Yeah.
And instead of bringing it to the forefront and really speaking on it and putting it out there, folks would rather, shoot that back in the closet and really not say nothing. But the thing is, and what a lot of people fail to realize is that when a child is violated like that, whether it's a boy or a girl, they can go one or two ways. They can go hypersexualize, drugs, alcohol, and just being super self-destructive, or they can go the complete opposite direction and become super hyper violent. And if you even look at them wrong, they trying to take your head off.
Yeah. And
fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at things, that's the way I went. It got to the point where, like, if you looked at me sideways, if you spoke to me sideways, if there was any kind of situation that we had, I was trying to put my hand through you, not just hit you. I wanted to put my hand through you.
Yeah. So,
thankfully, I didn't end up killing nobody. You know what I'm saying? I didn't end up catching no charge, catching nobody, none of that. And like I said, I started training in 2013, and that's what brought me my peace.
Yeah, thank God for that, man. Thank God that you got control of that. However you can do it, through martial arts, through therapy. But the important thing is to know when you understand that you have a bit of an issue and you need some help. That's very important.
Oh, 100%, man. And that's the hardest part. Like, and I don't care whether it's, somebody's been assaulted, somebody's got a drug problem, somebody's got an alcohol problem or whatever. The hardest thing to do is to look is not to necessarily ask for help, but the hardest part is being able to look in the mirror and admit that something's wrong with yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's the worst thing people could do is lie to their damn self.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we as a people, regardless of what color you are, that's probably our biggest crux as just the human race, is being able to look in the mirror and be able to look yourself in the face and be like, look, this is wrong. Like, I need to fix this.
Correct. Yeah. It's tough, bro. It's tough, man. So we were talking the other day, and actually your stories it doesn't stop there. I encourage you to write a book about what you've gone through. It to me is personal triumphs. You know what I mean? And your your story's not done yet, but
Not at all.
we had a very interesting conversation, and you revealed some more stuff to me, and I said, man, it's interesting. And yeah, man, I want you to share with everyone exactly what's going on. The title of the show tonight is why it's important to know who your family is. But
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So to kind of give a little backstory, the man that I was told when I was a child, who was my biological father, his name was John Henry Oates. And I found that out when I was 8. Now, my father, the man that raised me, the man that gets all credit for me becoming the man I am today, his name is Angelo Wiggins. When I was 8, my father sat me down at the kitchen table and said, Devin, I need to tell you something. And I said, all right, Daddy, what is it? Because I'm thinking maybe I got in trouble for something. Maybe he want to question me about something or whatever. And he's like, Devin, I'm not your father. What? I'm like, oh, as a child, the man that raised you, the man that's been there for like 2 bowl games and Christmases and birthdays, he's looking at you in your face and telling you, Devin, I'm not your father. So I'm staring at him with this blank look like, what are you saying? And he said, Devin, I'm your father, but I'm not your biological. Like, I'm not the one that gave life to you. And I'm like, okay. So what's his name?
How old were you?
I was 8.
Oh, Lord.
Now, in his defense, my father's from the South. He's from Mississippi. And his father was very straight, like his father was military, like his father was Army. So he was very straightforward, very just cut and dry. Ain't no two ways about it. Like, if you look, he treated his children like grown men. So that's how we talked to them. So that's how my father spoke to me. So when he told me that, I listened to him, I took it in, but at 8, how do you process that? So my mother was actually folding laundry in the room, and she heard him talking. And all I could hear her say was, Devin, get your ass up and get the fuck up out this kitchen.
All right.
Going in the room. So, I'm not finna disobey. I'm gonna get up and go in the room. So I get up, go in the room, and the walls at the apartment we were staying in was so damn thin, I could hear everything they were saying. And my mom was like, why the fuck would you tell him that? Why would you tell him you're not his father? He ain't old enough to know that. He ain't old enough to understand that. So the whole time they going back and forth, I'm like, what the fuck? And my dad's telling her, like, look, he needs to know the truth. He needs to know where he comes from. He needs to know. I will always be his daddy, but he needs to know where he comes from. So at 8 years old, my mom, she had went ahead, made some phone calls, so on and so forth. And the man that, again, like I said, in the John Oates, she reached out to his brother, Steve, and they actually owned a bar in the town that I grew up in. So my mom take me down there, whatever. I'm so damn short, I can barely see over the fucking pool table.
Uh-huh.
I'm dead ass standing on my tiptoes trying to play centipede and shit. And she having a conversation with people, and they going on, so on and so forth. So finally, he walks in. I'm sitting there trying to play pool. Still, I really can't see what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just throwing the stick damn near. And she calls me over there, and she said, Devin, that's your daddy. I said, no, it ain't. My daddy at home. Who the fuck is this? And so him and my mom started having a conversation, and he looked and I'll never forget this. And I see, people think kids don't remember stuff. Kids remember and see a lot more than folks think. He looked my mother dead in the face and said, that ain't none of my baby. That belongs to the other nigga you was fucking.
Wow.
Looked me dead in my face and told that to my mother. So, yeah, oh yeah, dead ass. So I'm sitting there really not understanding what's going on, because I at the time, like, I might have heard the word nigga once or twice just because my mother kind of kept me away from all that. So I really didn't understand what the word meant. So they going back and forth, and then I went back to the pool table, and I'm trying to play, and I hear him say, "You fucking bitch." And I turned around. Now, mind you, I knew what that word meant because I had heard the kids outside saying it. And my mama said, "Don't you say that bad word." So now, what I'm about to say, I don't remember any of this personally. This is something my mother told me, years later. She said that as soon as I heard him say that, I took the pool stick in both hands, went and snapped it over the bar, climbed on top of the bar stool, then climbed from the bar stool to the bar, and I held the pointy end to his neck, and I said, "If you say that to my mom again, I'll fucking kill you." And I was 8 when this happened. So my dad, or John's brother Steve, pulled a 357 from under the bar and stuck the 357 in my head.
Right.
And told my mom, "Get that little nigga the fuck out of here if I kill him." No bullshit. So at 8 years old, that was the first and only reaction I had with that man. You know what I'm saying? So now, we going through, obviously, my head's all twisted up at the time because I just found this out. So in between the age of 8 and the age of 14, when that situation happened with that teacher, my mom had started telling me about this man named John Zarate, right? Now, she told me John Zarate was her first husband. That's the man whose name I carry. And so I met him a couple times as a kid. He was always real nice to me, super polite, was always helping my mama out, here and there. If you need something, I got you, whatever. Every time I saw him, he was always telling about, "That's my son, mijo," stuff like that. And again, I really not understanding what the situation is at the time. So I just took it at what it was. So when that situation happened with that teacher, the John Oates was like, "Okay, I'm gonna step in, I'm gonna play Father of the Year, blah 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 blah." So basically, he claimed that he was gonna have me come stay with him, but the whole time I was supposed to be staying with him, I was actually staying with the woman that I thought was my aunt. So I'm like living with her as he's getting a place ready for me. You know what I'm saying? So at the age of 15, after everything happened with that teacher, I'm sitting they used to have a corner store over on the north side of town. So I'm sitting there, and it was me. So like if I'm standing right in front of the door, it's me, John Oates is standing right in front of me. My Uncle Ben is sitting at the counter to my left. My cousin Dayon is standing right next to him. And my Aunt Carolyn is sitting behind the meat cooler. You know what I'm saying? So, I had literally just walked back from my mama's house because we had a little birthday thing for my sister. So I walked back to the store because I told my Aunt Carolyn, "Hey, I'm gonna go to my mama's house, celebrate, and then I'm gonna come back." She's like, "Fine, do what you gotta do." So when I came back, John Oates looked me in the face and said, "Boy, what works?" I was at my mama's house. He's like, "I told you to stay the fuck away from that bitch." I said, "You better watch your motherfucking mouth." I said, "You call my mother bitch again, I'm fucking you up." And he's like, "Little nigga." I said, "I ain't no nigga, motherfucker." And he said it again, and he acted like he wanted to push me. So I snatched him. So when he went to push me, I snatched him and tried to break his arm. My uncle pulled the gun. My Uncle Ben, I swear to God, pulled the gun from up under the counter and said, "Get the fuck out of the store now, if I shoot you." And I'm like, and at the time I was so enraged and so just with all that shit happening with that teacher. I'm like, "Nigga, do it then. Do it. Please. Fucking do it." I'm like, "I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of you and nobody in this motherfucker. Fuck all y'all." And he was like, "Man, this little motherfucker crazy. Fuck him." And I left. That day, I never heard from that motherfucker. I never heard from nobody outside of that family ever again.
That was it?
Day, they, dog, put like this. When I went to state, nothing. When I graduated from high school, nothing. When I went to the military, nothing. When the man that raised me passed, nothing. I ain't heard another word. The only thing I heard from that family, no bullshit, was somebody. So my cousin Dayon, we were supposed to graduate at the same time. And obviously, because we wasn't speaking, I just he graduated from high school, went to college, did his thing. Come to find out, he ended up catching a charge for some other like that situation you were speaking about with Ryan Garcia earlier.
Yeah.
Hopping in that shorty inbox.
Yeah.
That, but steps further.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, and like when somebody told me, I'm like, nah, bullshit. So I looked it up. I got on the Wisconsin DOC, looked up his name, and I was like, oh shit. Like it was true. So from that moment on, I'm like, whether you my family or not, now that I know what you did, I'm cut that shit loose. So at that time, you figure, okay, so graduate high school, go to the military. When my dad passed in 2003 and they sent me home, I'm like, really just kind of not knowing what's going on or whatever. So I would spend a lot of time at the library or whatever, just kind of, I ain't gonna lie, dude, I got real bad drinking and everything. Like just what it was. And John Zarate was, again, still at the library or whatever. And that was probably the last time I saw him was right after the dad that raised me died. And I saw him. He was like, "Hey, mijo, I'm sorry. Boom, 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 boom. Is there anything you need? I got you." Blah blah blah. I said, "Nah, man, I'm good. But thank you." You know what I'm saying? Never saw him again. Like I said, I kind of bounced around the country for a few years because at the time when my father passed, and then in 2008, you know what I'm saying? Like in 2008, the only like at the time the girl that I was like legitimately head over heels in love with, she had died in her sleep. So her and I had started dating in like 2004, 2005. We split up, got back together, and then we split up again because shit happens. And in 2008, I get a phone call. Well, I'm saying, so first she called the house and spoke to my mom, and because her and my mom was always close, and she had said, "Hey, is Devin there?" And she said, "Yeah, hold up, let me get him." So my mom put me on the phone, and we started speaking, whatever. And she said, "Devin, look, I gotta go. I gotta get my son ready for bed." I said, "Okay." And then she said, and then she said, I want to tell you that I love you. I've always loved you, and I wish my son could have been yours. She's like, I promise I'll call you in the morning. She went to sleep that night and never woke up. Brain aneurysm. When her mother found her that morning, she was bleeding from her eyes, her nose, her ears, and her mouth. She died wearing my hoodie. She was clutching her phone in her left hand, and my number was the last number she dialed. I was the last person to hear her voice. So that just kind of sent things off or whatever. And so 2012, obviously I get to Arizona. 2013, I started training. Like I said, got my black belt, my first degree in 2016, got my second degree in 2019, graduated college in 2022 with my bachelor's in network security. And just, been kind of training, like I said, because I'm getting ready to test for my third degree black belt. So to kind of, now we're coming up to the conversation you and I had the other day. So John Zarate's daughter, her name is Ruth. Ruth reached out to my mom because her and my mom kind of stayed, they always stayed close throughout the years and spoke to each other. Well, Ruth reached out to my mom and said, "Darcy, do you mind if I, reach out to Devin and speak to him?" My mom said, "Absolutely, go ahead." So, and then so Ruth sends me a message on Facebook. She said, "Hey, this is who I am, boom, boom, boom. Can we talk?" I'm not thinking nothing of it. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, cool. Well, we start talking and she says, "I'm your sister." Now, at the time, I thought I only had two sisters, which were my younger sisters from my dad, right? Because him and my mom had two daughters. So I'm like, hold up, what you mean you my sister? She's like, Devin, I'm your sister. You got 2 more sisters and you got brothers. No, I don't. And then that's when she started breaking down, okay, John and your mom were married. I said, yeah. She's like, when you were born, John, our dad, called me and Thomas to come to Wisconsin. I said, okay. She said, he let us in the house. You were laying there on the couch, and he said, that's my son. That's your brother. And he said it right in front of your mom, and your mom never disputed it. So I'm kind of like, hold up. You know what I mean? Like, what do you... It just wasn't really registering. So then she started telling me more and more stuff or whatever. She sent me pictures of my brother Thomas, sent me pictures of my other sisters and everything. And I'm just like, oh, shit. Like, okay. And then she sent me that picture that I sent you.
Yeah.
So she sent me the picture of my grandfather and my father. So when I put the picture of me on the left and I put everything black and white so there was no, whatever, I'm like, how do you not? You know what I'm saying? So me and my mom had a conversation and I asked her, and I said, hey, listen, I sent my mom the picture. I was asking her questions, and my mother said to me verbatim, well, you do have his eyes and you have his smile. I can see how you can pass for his son. I'm like,
she doesn't know, man.
Like, so here's the thing, right? So her and John Zarate were married, right? So apparently both of them lied to each other. She lied about her age when they first got together. I guess he said he was younger or whatever than he was and everything, and whatnot. Then they both just, obviously throughout the marriage and throughout the situation, stuff just kind of went like this. Well, she never really came out and admitted to it, but for her to say what she said, it's like you answer a question without saying nothing at all, because silence is an answer. You know what I mean? So I just kind of was like, damn. And then, like I told you, when I was stationed in Japan, I had a brother living there I didn't even know about. So, and like I said, just recently, when that big typhoon ripped through Japan and killed all the people, my brother and his mom were 2 of the people that passed. So, like I said, I had family there and I didn't even know. And the reason why, like, this all kind of tripped me out is because, like I said, the man that I was told was my biological father, his family don't have nothing to do with me. His family has had anything to do with me since I was 15. I'm 42 now. So I ain't heard from now one of them in 27 years. You know what I'm saying? Nothing at all. And it's like I said, if you want to, like, you can post that picture or you can go ahead and put it up if you want to. But it when I found out, and like I spoke to my older brother Thomas was like, I don't need a DNA test to tell me you're my brother. I can tell by looking at you. You know, and but he said, if you want to, when you come up to visit, we can do a sibling DNA test. I'm totally fine with that.
Right.
And ever since that talk, it had me really thinking about the fact that how do people identify with one culture or another, or how do they make sense of certain personality traits and characteristics and everything else if you don't even know where you came from? Like, example, so both my sisters, neither one of them is a fighter like that. Neither one of them. Now, will my sisters defend themselves? 100%.
Right.
but they're not fighters. As far as just as far as like facial characteristics, hair, what else? Okay, so our mother, like my grandmother on my mom's side, 100% Mexican, 100%. If you ask my one sister, she'll tell you straight up, I'm not Mexican, I'm black. I'm not mixed, I'm black.
Right.
She don't even identify with it. But growing up, nobody, even my friends, I'm talking friends that I've known since I came out the sandbox, look at me and they don't see black. They see Mexican, they see Samoan, they see Puerto Rican, they see Cuban. So, growing up until 6 months ago, I swore I was mixed, you know what I'm saying? But when all this news came out, I'm like, well, damn. So it's like everything I've thought my entire life just went out the damn window.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's like, but one thing I've said is, regardless of who my biological father is, I know who my dad is. Because that man raised me and stayed with my mother and didn't have to do shit. I wasn't his. He didn't give me life, but when he got with my mom's and my mom's was pregnant, he was like, that's my son. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Anytime I had parent-teacher conferences, I had an event for school, had sporting events, whatever, he showed up. Whether it was work clothes or he was dressed up, he's like, that's my son. He never said nothing different. And so, regardless of what's come out, that man will always be the one that I give that I give that respect to. Is because he's the one that was there. But, when, now, do I believe that if push comes to shove, a woman can raise her son? 100%. I've seen it done. But is it also true that if you put a 15, 16-year-old child in a room and a mother, and they mother say something to them, they be like, yeah, cool, whatever, and they go on and then just go about their business.
Yeah.
But let their father stand in front, like, little nigga, what the fuck you think you doing? And they snatch their little ass. It's a whole different level.
It's a whole different.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing. And hell, put it like this. I learned my place real quick when I was 15. God bless my father. This was right after that situation happened with that teacher, and I was fighting everybody else in the neighborhood. So I thought I was like this, you know what I'm saying? And my dad, to kind of paint a picture, my dad was 6'6", right? Had the body of Michael Clark Duncan and the face of Lawrence Fishburne. That was my father. Never lifted a weight a day in his life.
I just uploaded the picture too, by the way. You let me know if you want me to throw it up.
Yeah, go ahead. You can. So I'm on the left. My grandfather's in the middle, and my father, John Zarate, that was him in the military when he was in the Army. So I don't know about y'all, but I think it's kind of hard to hide it.
Nah, you ain't lying. No, not at all.
Eyebrows, same, and if you look all the way across, same nose, same lips, same eyebrows, same eyes. It's the same face all the way across.
Wow.
Yep. And so John Zarate actually passed. He died from cancer shortly after I got my second degree black belt. I never, like I said, after that time that I saw him working at the library, I never saw him after that. And
so
go ahead.
The situation with your mother,
right?
Is she on the side of
honestly? Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I know where you're going with this. And as far as my mom is concerned, I feel like my mom, like so after, okay, so let me go back a little bit. So basically when everything happened with that teacher and stuff kind of popped off, and me and my mom was kind of at odds. When I was in Japan, so right before my dad passed, my mom called me when I was in Japan, and we spoke, and she said, Devin, she's like, will you forgive me? And I'm like, what? And she was like, will you forgive me? Because like growing up, man, like, people talk about, you hear people talk about getting whoopings and all that, growing up. Man, like I was hit with broomsticks, baseball bats, extension cords, cast iron skillets, big ass stock pots for soup. If I stomped on the steps, my mom would make me come downstairs and hold my feet up, and she would hit the bottoms of my feet. You know what I'm saying? It got bad. It got real bad. Like it got to the point that my mom would literally beat me with whatever she could get her hands on. And I found out later on in life that because when she looked at me, she didn't see me. She saw John Oates.
Right.
She saw the man that she thought was my father, or that she, had originally told me was my father. So she didn't see her son; she saw him. So basically, when she
had disdain for this man.
Oh, 100%. She hates that man with a passion. 100%. And when that and so he died. He actually died in 2005, so he died 2 years after my father passed. So he died 2005, 2006. And what was crazy was, so his sons that I haven't spoken to, so mind you, I was 14, 15, and like I said, he died in 2006. So I hadn't talked to none of them. And his sons called me like, hey, Dad just died. I'm like, Dad? I'm like, who the fuck is you talking about? And they said, little brother. I said, all right, your brother, who the fuck is this? And they said, it's Willie. I'm like, I don't know you. And they said, hey, man, why you being like that? Man, our dad just died. Nigga, that ain't my father. My father died in 2003. Fuck you. So they just kept going. I said, look, man, fuck you and fuck everybody else there. And I hung up the phone. Then his wife called back this woman named Bernice. Now, Bernice had a special hatred for me. That woman hated the sight of me.
What? No, why is that?
Because Bernice looked at me and she's like, that's that white bitch. That's that white bitch boy. That's that white bitch she was fucking with. And I looked and I'm like, so when he passed, I'm like, fuck you and fuck him. And I'm like, you really don't want me to come to that funeral? Because I promise you, if I do, and again, I don't mean to be vulgar, so I apologize if I offend anybody when I'm speaking like this. But I told her on the phone, I said, if I show up at that funeral, I'm gonna piss on this casket and light it on fire.
Oh.
I said, I promise you, I will. And she said, excuse me. I said, I'm not stuttering. What language you want to hear it in? And she's like, Devin, just stop. You need to come up here and bury your father in your uniform. Fuck you. I wore my uniform in 2003 when my father was murdered. Fuck you and fuck that man that's in that casket. I gotta go. That was it. Last conversation ever. Now, what's crazy is, so like I said, that family ain't spoke to me, right? Now, one of his oldest sons, Willie, the one that called me,
Yeah.
is a fake Muslim preacher. Why do I say fake?
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Let's elaborate on that.
Okay, so now mind you, you know what I'm saying, he you know what I'm saying, wears the kufi, you know what I'm saying, reads the Quran, speaks Arabic, does all that, right? But as soon as service is over, he's in the back sucking on a glass dick.
Oh.
Legit.
Yeah, he's a drug addict.
Dead ass. His other son is an alcoholic, a drug addict, and a thief. His other son, so damn big he can't even look down and see his feet. I'm like, we ain't got nothing in common. I don't look like none of y'all. Like, I don't even look like them. You know what I'm saying? But if you, like I said, and then so when I was talking, and then like my mom had told me some kind of background about John, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, John was active duty Army. When he passed, he was a 5th degree black belt in Taekwondo. And my mom said, Devin, when John was in his prime, he could literally kick somebody's head off their shoulders, like his legs were that strong. And I got like what was it? I was at the gym a couple days ago, and this lady, like this fucking lady, walks up to me. She was like, "What in the fuck do you do to get that your calves are that big?" I'm like, "I've had these calves since I was 14. Fuck is you what? Like my calves are just naturally huge. Like fuck is you talking about?" And then like then she saw me squat, and she was like, she's like, "I don't mean to be rude or you know interfere with your workout." She's like, "But you've got horse legs." The fuck? I'm like, is that a compliment or something? You know what I'm saying? But John Zarate was built the same way. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at how tall he was and how he was built as far as like his chest, his shoulders, back, and everything else, I look at my mom's height, how she's built, and then I look at me and I'm like, okay. There's a whole lot of it's a whole lot of too much. And like I said, you know, like I knew as a child growing up, I didn't fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was the only person in the house that had a name different from everybody else.
Right.
Like my father, so when him and my mom got married, so they got married when I was 13. My father had always said he wanted to adopt me. You know, that they was going to adopt me and change my name. But it never happened. And the older I got, and you start to learn things, it's like, okay, so so in order for him to have adopted me, my birth father would have had to sign off on it. And another piece of evidence I found was in 2018, when I was getting ready to start school, because I put that, you know, I don't have any help from my family, whatever, because I was initially getting financial aid. You know, you got to get your birth certificate, you got to get all your paperwork together for FAFSA.
Yeah.
So I call the Register of Deeds in Wisconsin. I give them all my information and everything, and I order my birth certificate. So again, at that time, I still hadn't talked to Ruth or none of that. So I'm under the impression of who they told me my biological father was. When I get my birth certificate, that man's name ain't on there. John Zarate's name is on there. John Zarate's government name is on there.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Did you ever find out what was your mother's explanation as to why she got divorced?
So basically, what she told me was that that John Zarate had lied about his age, and that there was other things that these two were having issues and disagreements about. But one of the big things is that he had lied to her, and that there was other stuff that was happening internal within the marriage. She didn't go into a whole lot of detail and not impress her on it. But, you know, she said that he had lied to her about that. And There was something else about another woman that he had dated prior to her and him getting together. Now, granted, him and that other woman weren't speaking anymore, but apparently he had gotten with her, and that is another one of my brothers. So, yeah.
Oh boy. So he lied about his age?
Well, the thing is, like, they both lied about their age. So my mother said she was a lot older than what she was when they first met. So when my mother had me, she was 21. But when they had first gotten together, she had told him she was older than what she was.
So if they both lied, they were even Steven, you know what I mean?
You would think so.
So they divorced. She said she divorced him over that?
Divorced him over that. And just the fact that, like, she explained it to me that once, the lies and other stuff started coming out, that she just couldn't, like, they just really didn't fuck with each other no more. Now, she said that when they parted on amicable terms. Like I said, they were still cool. Like I said, when I was younger, he was still, giving her money for diapers and helping her out with stuff and so on and so forth. Like, if you saw her in public, they still spoke to each other. Like, they were still cordial, but they just couldn't be together. So that's the story I was
getting. At what point what was her justification, if any, for not telling you who your biological father was?
Well, so, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So the conversation me and my mom had when she said, you have his eyes and you have his smile and all that, right? In that same conversation, she said, Devin, I know who your father is. Unfortunately, it's John Oates, boom, 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 boom. And, I'm not, like I said, I'm at the point in my life, I'm not going to argue and fuss with my mom about it. It's like, whatever. But it don't take, like I said earlier, it don't take a rocket scientist to put two and two together when you got literally 3 generations in a photo. And you literally can cut one person's face off and lay it on top of another one. And it's practically a carbon copy. What else are you supposed to say?
It's tough, bro. Because, we talk a lot on here about this is dysfunction. And you had you have an interesting, I'm not going to say journey, but you have an interesting path. You know what I mean? And it's not over. And
no, like, go ahead.
Sorry. The lack of communication on your mom's end leads all this confusion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So now, I will say this: like, my mother is not, granted, me and my mother have had our issues or whatever, but my mother's legitimately one of the strongest women I know. Like, even though she was conflicted for whatever reason, wanted to tell me or whatever, my mom, like, throughout all of this, could have gave me up, could have had an abortion, could have did all that, but she kept me. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know that she was dealing with stuff internally. Obviously, she had a disdain for him. She looked at me. That's what she saw. And honestly, I think my time growing up, even though I got beat and I kind of went through all that, I think my growing up was worse on her than it was on me. Simply because of the fact that, granted, obviously, when she lashed out, I caught it. But when she closed that door at night, or she was driving in a car somewhere, whatever the situation was, she had to live with all that. She had to, like, deal with all that. She had to make peace with all that. So, kind of with that, I kind of grew up to understand that you kind of need to be, I don't want to say mindful, but you need to be very cognitive of who it is that you're dealing with, how you speak to them, what the situation is or whatever, and you have to be able to read a room and read them, because you don't know what that person going through, what they dealing with, and you may say something to them that could completely set some shit off.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How many times Have you been at work or you been at school, or you know what I'm saying? Hell, put it like this, even when you was bouncing or whatever, like you said, you know what I'm saying? You've been in a situation where you kind of watching the room and make sure everything copacetic. You see one person maybe sitting by themselves and they just minding their business, got their little drink or whatever, and then somebody pop off at the mouth, and then something that could have been completely innocent, something that could have just been settled, like, hey man, you know, my bad, no disrespect, turns into some other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I never faulted my mom for that. I mean, granted, do I wish I would have known earlier? Do I wish that I could have understood what was going on a long time ago and try to make a relationship with him more so than what I had? Yeah, 100%. But I'm also at a point in my life now where I understand that certain things aren't for everybody, and that when you get things, or when things are said to you, and when you truly understand things, is when you were meant to hear that. It's like, okay, it's like my martial arts instructor. He has his father had a phrase: do not prematurely advance your studies. Essentially, don't try to punch above your level, because if you do not have a firm grasp of what you're working on right now and you don't truly understand it, you'll never be able to grasp any higher level material, much less be able to perform it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, for example, when you know what I'm saying, when you work, you know what I'm saying, when you start working in law enforcement, okay, you got somebody who's coming in, you know what I'm saying, fresh out the academy, like they're a beat cop, whatever. For them to try to punch above their station and like do some shit on the detective level, bro, you don't even know everything in between there. So what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Then they gonna mess around and do some shit, get themselves in trouble, or fuck around and do something that, you know what I'm saying, is completely out of procedure, and the case that could have been solid might get thrown out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, when she asked me for my forgiveness, and then, you know, we kind of had conversations after that, I never faulted her, you know, and even now to this day, I don't hate her for anything that's happened. I mean, because regardless, that's my mom.
Like I said, it's tough, man. And what you are currently going through, you know, what you went through leading up to this point, this is why it's important to know who your people are. But this is also why we talk about the choices that the women make, because they orchestrate everything.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. I agree.
Orchestrate everything. And at the end of the day, you can't talk to your dad right now. You had to talk to mom and say, yo, look, WTF, what's happening? What's going on?
Right.
You know what I mean? And all you're left with is an apology, which is an admission of guilt. Whereas your stepdad tried to tell you when you're 8 years old, this is what it is.
Yeah.
You got mad with him. Where in essence, you should have been taught that from day one. So that when you get older, you could go on your own journey if you so choose to find out what's going on with, because what happened between your parents has nothing to do with you.
Facts, 100%.
You know, but you want to know what's up with him. How are you? You know, what's your side of the family like? You know, you know, no malice. You know what I mean?
No.
And this is why, you know, we go through this stuff. And it's horrible.
No. It is, man. It is. And it's let's be real. Like, okay, for a child to be able to identify with one side of the family or the other, or especially with their father, is something important, because let's be real, a child's father is their first superhero.
Yeah.
That man can do no wrong. It don't matter if that man flip burgers for a living, if that man is a cop, if he's a garbage man, if he work in a factory, he a cop, he a firefighter, whatever he does, that man is that little boy's superhero. He want to be just like him. He want to act like him. He want to talk like him. He want to move like him, all 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, like I said, my father legitimately started at a factory working as a flake bagger, and he was determined to move up. So what did he do? started going to night school, started taking engineering classes, and then before you know it, he took his boss's job. And he literally became the head maintenance, the head maintenance engineer for both buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's the work ethic that I saw growing up. So when anybody said you can't do this, watch me. The minute somebody tells me I can't do something, I dare you to stop me. I dare you to try.
So, would you say you got your work ethic from your dad inadvertently?
Oh, 100%. 100%. My father, like I said, man, my father to me was literally the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, that man literally could do no wrong. And everybody liked him. Like, when my father passed, the mayor and the police chief showed up at his funeral. They knew my father by name. Now, if that don't tell you something, I don't know what does.
Well, this leads us up to the live stream we're doing right now. Now, you're that side of your family. You said your sister reached out to you that you didn't know was your sister.
Yeah.
And it came time for you. Now, mind you, what the crazy shit is, you've been around that fella all this time and didn't know.
Mm-hmm. I've seen him probably, I'd say probably a total of 10, 15 times my whole life.
He didn't say anything. Your mama didn't say anything. Nobody said anything.
No, I mean, like, nobody ever really came out and explained nothing. But every time I saw him, or anytime he introduced me to people, he introduced me as his son.
Oh, man, this is crazy. So now you get this phone call from your sister. And, now you want to, go see what's going on with that. But the mind F is that your dad has gone home with the Lord.
Yep. He died, like I said, he died from cancer quite a few years ago.
And you found that out when?
2019, 2020. So basically right before the pandemic really kicked off.
So you knew about that, and then you didn't, but you just now finding out that that's your biological father.
Yeah, because my mom told me that he passed.
Oh, man. All right. These are the things, man. Forgot what city it's in. I want to say Baltimore, but I'm not sure. But at some point, there was a group of people that did so much effing that they all spit out kids.
Yeah.
And these kids be growing up, they be first and second cousins, and they don't even know. So if they don't leave their hood, they could be marrying their first or second cousins when they get older, like in 20 years. And that's dangerous.
Facts. I mean, like, okay, prime example. Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard the jokes and everything people make about Alabama or like certain places in the South.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, you look at certain places like that, and there is legitimately people messing with their second and third and fourth cousins or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And again, is it something that is super prevalent? I don't think it is, but then again, I don't live down there, so I don't know. But I mean, obviously, we've all heard that it happens. You know what I'm saying? And then it's messed up. Like, okay, and then there was another story I heard not too long ago where there was this and I remember, I can't remember if I saw the video on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, but this black dude, was basically raising this young girl, like it was his stepdaughter. He raised her up like, that's my baby. He took care of her, did right by her the whole 9 yards, right? So then all of a sudden she met her father, and her father developed a relationship. Yeah. And he you already know what I'm saying. So the stepfather made a video like, yo, what the fuck do I do? Like, how do I handle this? Because obviously I wanted my baby to know where she came from. But now that this is going on, how do I, like he's doing this video really kind of, I guess, I don't know if it was, what the purpose of it was necessarily, but essentially saying like, how do I handle this and not lose my daughter?
I wouldn't even know what to tell him.
Exactly.
Other than stop.
For real.
Stop. That's the first thing you do. Just stop. Stop everything. That's the first thing you do. But Jesus Christ is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So, at this point, as far as that side of the family, what are you looking to do?
So in July, so basically, probably within the next 5 to 6 months is when I'm going to be tested for my 3rd-degree black belt, right? But in July, I basically got a week that I can use because me and my boss had already talked about it. So I was going to go up there and meet Ruth, meet Thomas, meet my older sister Linda, and everything else. And I think they want to try to get me to walk into a church, but I don't know about that one. I said, bro, I don't know about that. But, obviously that's something that they do as a family or whatever. So, what I'm saying? Obviously, considering the circumstances, I might go just because of that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
Yeah, man. You have a very unique. This is some movie shit, bro. This is shit. And this is
and it's crazy because so my mother, like growing up, my mother would always say, "You're your own best friend."
Yeah.
My father would say the same thing. So growing up, like, I had no issue going to the movies by myself or going to the arcade by myself or going to the skate rink by myself. Mm-hmm. Because my mother didn't want me hanging out with the kids in the neighborhood because they was always into something.
Yep.
So I just got used to being by myself. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, so in when I first got to Arizona in 2012 and I started riding with that club, obviously a lot of the people that I used to ride with were prior service military. So in my eyes or in my thought process, to me, I assumed that they understood the concept of brotherhood, the concept of loyalty, the concept of you don't leave your brother behind. If one fight, we all fight, that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? And obviously I had my accident in 2014 and my chapter president set me up. I got hit. So I walked away from the club in 2015, left it alone, like just walked away completely. I haven't had any friends here since. Legit, like I've been in Arizona by myself since 2012. The only two, I guess, friends or family that I have are my instructor and this other guy that I trained with. Other than that, that's it.
Shit. You know what's unique about you, brother? Like you said earlier, there's a lot of routes that people could have taken.
Mm-hmm.
Deleting yourself is the easy way out.
100%.
It's the easy way out. You didn't do that. You dealt with some anger issues and shit like that.
Yeah, my father didn't raise no coward.
Exactly. So whatever it is you're going through, you're dealing with it and you're facing it head on. And that's the purpose of this live stream right now. So you're in the process of you need some assistance in getting down and handling your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, talk about that.
So, probably one of my biggest faults is pushing everybody away and not wanting to ask for help. And probably one of the biggest things is because I don't ever want anybody to throw it in my face. Another thing is I don't ever want somebody to be like, oh, well, I did that for you. I did this, I did that. I'm like, okay, well, if that's really what this is, then cool. Shit, you can have it back. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just never, like, the whole concept of, doing GoFundMe's or whatever, to me was never something that I ever even considered, simply because of the fact that it's like, I don't know. I don't know folks like that.
Right. But I mean, look, that's what the GoFundMe's is for. For example, our brother Champside does this for the living. He does it for a living. Champside does. This is what he, to my knowledge, this is all he does. Right. And he got a GoFundMe when he goes to cover those fights. And other than Cash Apps and Super Chats or whatever, he has a GoFundMe to go. He says, yo, you want me to go cover these fights? Support the GoFundMe, and I'll go to the fights. So there's no harm in it. Ain't nobody in here rich. Ain't nobody in here, got it like that. But I feel what you're saying about asking for help. But and I know we spoke behind the scenes, you felt kind of awkward because of what we was dealing with that other fool.
Yeah, for sure.
That had his hand out.
Yeah, and like that's another big thing because I'll never forget it. I signed on, like I literally just finished working out and I signed on and Trill Will was going smooth the fuck off.
Yeah. For
obvious reasons. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember when that whole situation first kind of popped off prior to Trill, and BFTB was going off, and he's like, look, motherfucker, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you at right now. And he laid all that shit out. So I was just like, yo, this motherfucker sound real shady. And he did a lot of fucking dirty. I'm like, and then so when my situation happened, I'm like, man, let me not say that.
The timing was
exactly. Yeah,
the timing was crazy. Timing was crazy, but it's all good. So what I want you to do is you set up your GoFundMe, we're gonna move it. We're gonna move it. We're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna move that GoFundMe. Interesting enough, I just got a notification from YouTube. Yeah. My boxing channel just got a community strike just now.
Oh, cause of me talking, yeah.
No. I just got a strike because I posted just now.
Are you serious? For
just
what?
Now, as we speaking, that's why I was looking. I said, what the fuck is this? I got a strike just now, and I'm disputing it. Oh, I'm gonna tell you. I uploaded a short about Coach Malachi.
Yeah.
I just uploaded it, and somehow somebody found it offensive.
The dude that was running his mouth in New York.
Yeah. I wasn't belligerent or anything. In essence, it's a joke because he's a joke. But somebody took offense to it and flagged it, and now I got a strike, and I can't post for 7 days. I just saw that just now.
Are you serious?
Just now.
Damn.
I'm cool. You know why? That's why I have multiple channels.
Well, for sure.
So I'll be going live on this channel talking boxing for the next 7 days, and that's cool. But this is what we deal with here. Now that dude has been running around talking all kinds of stuff.
That's the LDBC killer.
Yeah, he walks around with a shirt. He's done far worse on his channel. We don't say shit. I put out a joke. Not belligerent, didn't call him out his name, didn't say he was a killer. In fact, in the short, I said, what happened to the LDBC killer? And I just got a flag for community standards. Nah, we're gonna fix that.
No, facts. Now,
but this is what. But let me say this.
Go ahead.
KQKC's face is on that short because that's his new best friend.
Oh, of course.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I got smoke for everybody.
As
I
you
got
should.
smoke for everybody.
As you should. I mean, see, here's the thing, man. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of game. Mm-hmm. My martial arts instructor says you have to be able to see the unseen. You have to be able to read a room. Basically, he says you have to practice your material to the point that it becomes a part of you, that you can do it as easy as breathing. And when you walk into a room, simply based on the way somebody's shoulders are sitting, the way they breathe, and the way they look, and how they're interacting with other people, you know what's going to happen before they do it. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the whole Malachi, KQKC, and everybody else running their mouth, the thing is, if you take a step back, if you step out of the position that you're in now, right? Because here's the thing, there's three ways to know an attack. There's the person hitting, the person being hit, and the person that's on the outside watching. Mm-hmm. If you take a step out of your position, what you know what I'm saying, as the person doing the hit, and step into that third person position, right? And you look at every situation that has happened from the time shit kicked off till now, and look at each and every last one of their behaviors, how they would talk, what they would say, what their emphasis was on certain words, how they interacted with certain people, what their reactions and their body action was like when other people's names came up. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like when you do that, you begin to see a pattern. Like, okay, prime example. Okay. So so let's look at fighters for example, right? Let's talk fighters for a second. Okay. Let me pick up an old fighter. Okay, Tommy Hearns. Mm-hmm. Tommy Hearns was one of the hardest hitters, period. But if you watched him, he probably had but if you watched him long enough, coming out of that crunk gym, he had 5 or 6 solid combinations that he would throw every fight. If you go back and watch him, you watch Lennox Lewis, you watch anybody that came out that crunk gym, they had 5 or 6 different combinations that they would throw solid every time. And if they caught you, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you take that same mindset and you look at everybody that you, Trill Will, the General, BFTB, whoever, has had beef with since all this shit started kicking off, look at their behaviors, look at how they talk, look at what they say, look at how they say it. And I guarantee you gonna find that pattern throughout all of it.
True story. I understand exactly what you're saying. Salute to my brother Drip. He wants to know what your Cash App is, good brother.
Yeah, I just saw that. I'm gonna put it in the chat for whoever wants.
No doubt. I'm gonna pin it. And salute to Tay, the real queen of boxing, MMA talk. Happy Friday, everyone. Salute to you. She put that up a long time ago, and I meant to get it, but I was just letting you cook. But yeah. Did you put up the GoFundMe yet? Did you start it?
No, not yet. I don't even know how to do that yet. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Yeah. I can do a whole bunch of stuff with a computer. I don't know nothing about that.
make sure you do.
All right.
And, we're gonna do some things.
I got you.
We're gonna do some things, man.
All right.
Did you put it in the chat? Your Cash App?
Just did it right now.
I got you. There it is.
Yeah.
Hit the brother's Cash App. I'm gonna pin it. Hit the brother Cash App. And
it's like, okay, now for example, I remember probably 2021, 2022. I had seen that little showbiz clown. Mm-hmm. I had seen a couple of his videos, right? Mm-hmm. And what I would find almost hilarious is that anytime you, the General, BFTB, or any or hell, when CC and Black and the General used to go live all the time, less than 20 minutes, and this is no bullshit, and you can go back and look, less than 20 minutes after one of y'all would make a video, that same material he's got a response on.
Of course.
So basically, what I was watching, like, for all them to say, oh, we don't give a damn about the LDBC, we don't watch the LDBC, blah 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 blah, whatever, you a motherfucking lie. Because everything you say is a direct response to what was just put out. And not only that, here's the thing, like you said, many times on the video, remember who I talked to.
Yep.
Remember who I talked to. If you go back and look at some of their videos, like, you know, stuff they say and all that, you know what I mean, is folks just like, it's like y'all can't really say shit because y'all taking what was put out there, that if you or BF or Black or the General didn't put it out there, wouldn't nobody know. Because let's be real, Tay and Deontay don't talk to folks like that.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? But like this, I mean, how many other fighters do y'all know that don't talk to folks like that, that if y'all wouldn't put it out there, wouldn't nobody know what's going on? Quite a few. But at the same time, these same folks who got something to say will take the information that y'all get, immediately want to refute it. And because let's be real, the majority of people who join them channels, 90% of them couldn't tell you shit about boxing if they tried. But because they don't, for whatever reason, don't like you or BF or whoever as a person, now they on that bandwagon and support or whatever because people are feeding into that machine.
Unbelievable.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, if when what was it? Like, okay, when the whole crack epidemic started, all them years ago. Oh, crack is a black thing. It's in the ghetto, and we need to stomp this out and blah blah blah. But guess what? What black person do you know that own a plane? What black person do you know that has hundreds, if not thousands, of acres with coca plants growing naturally? What black person do you know that owns a factory that's producing enough ether to even process that shit?
The government had access to all of that stuff, and then went to our neighborhoods and went to the drug dealers in the neighborhoods and said, "Push this and stop pushing that," and then we had a mess.
Exactly.
That's what it was. We ain't own no airplanes or nothing. That's it.
I mean, shit. How many stories have you heard about crates falling off of trains in Chicago?
Yeah.
Of guns and everything else. Come on now.
Yeah. We didn't do that.
But like this, any train that comes through Chicago that has any kind of firearm, any kind of ammunition, anything that is FFA related, or I'm sorry, FFL related, there are marshals and other agents on that train at all times. Regardless what anybody says, that's bullshit. There is somebody on that train at all times. And for that crate or crates to magically fall off and they don't know what happened to them, use a damn lie.
Fall off. They were popping up in neighborhoods.
Exactly.
Those are military issued firearms. You couldn't buy those in the gun stores.
No, you can't.
I know that for a fact because I had a relative that found the gun, tried to sell it, and the owner of the store called the police while their dumbasses was waiting. They were just trying to come up.
Exactly.
The police said, "Where'd you get it?" "We found it." "No, you didn't." How did we not find it? We're not in the military.
Mm-hmm.
This is in the early 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, come on. It was one big setup. My brother Drip said he sent you a cash app, good brother.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that, man. Thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Respect. I appreciate it.
Man. Salute, good brother. So, yeah, I understand the play. We all understand the play, you know. But if we're not on one accord, it don't matter.
Exactly. And like, let's be real, you know, like, for example, like, okay, when you look at the fighters or whatever, and you got, you know, the Mexican fans going at, you know, black fighters, I'm not saying all of them, but, you know, certain ones, and everybody back and forth, let's be real. Like, okay, for example, if you watch, okay, now granted, like, obviously we all know movies are, you know what I'm saying, sensationalized and whatever, but in every movie, in every story, in every lie, there's a bit of truth.
Yeah.
Now, if you go back and you look at the movie Blood In, Blood Out, Sangre por Sangre, you know what I'm saying, Bound by Honor, you go ahead and watch that movie. There's a scene with Delroy Lindo, and he's talking to Miklo, and he tells him, how do they stay in power?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, Delroy Lindo said it, and the guy that was playing, and the guy that was playing the leader of the Mexican gang has said they stay in power by keeping black and brown fighting. He said once we come together, they don't run shit.
Yep.
But how do you keep? But if you create discord and you creating chaos, and you telling one side one thing, one side another thing, giving other people help, and so on and so forth, nobody's gonna come to the middle and speak. Ain't gonna be no powwow.
You know what? Me and Stormy talk a lot. And I'll say this. As a community, we're done.
100%. I agree with that.
We're done. I'm no longer in the business of trying to fix it. I just do my best to surround myself with people of like mind. And as long as my audience understands that I know what it is, you know what I'm trying to do, and you know what I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind.
Hell no, for what?
I'm not trying to change anyone's mind because I know what's going on. And I do what I do, and that's the end of discussion. I'm not trying to save anybody. I just say, look at the fools. Look at the coons, look at the monkeys. Look at them. Look at them, and look how I'm not moving like them. So if you want to go deal with that, go ahead and deal with that. I'm not trying to save anybody. I'm not trying to save anybody. You know, these people are I don't like to say that they're interesting. I say that they're foolish. They are slaves to their own rhythm of negativity, penny pinching. They're about their dollar.
Oh yeah.
And I stand tall when I say, fuck them and fuck the entire bloodline. Yeah. They're not cut from my cloth at all. They're fucking cowards. Mm-hmm. They don't stand for anything. They're not helping anybody. You know, I get on this mic, and every time I get on this mic, I look to motivate people, but to help people. You know, I've helped more people behind this mic than I even realized until they hit me up on an email or get in my chat. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And these dudes, the dudes that try and rally against us, they don't move the needle like that. They're watching us, hating the attention that we're getting. They're not helping anybody, and the only people that seek comfort in what they talk about, that pointless rhetoric, and this is symbolic. Everything that's going on with the Ryan Garcia situation, is all symbolic to a fallen and broken community.
100%.
All symbolic. This is why I don't deal with guys like Tank Davis or his fan base. I see what's going on. This is why I don't deal with the people. I mean, the dysfunction has really been put on Front Street. You know, you look at how Ryan Garcia is being treated. The WBC, they're legitimately saying that we're gonna look at.
We need more evidence.
You need more evidence. They're saying that, but this is the sanctioning body that is the worst sanctioning body. Franchise statuses, moving the level of allowable clenbuterol for Canelo Alvarez. This is what they're doing.
And
that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing that. And they also, you know, with Alejandro Jimenez, that's Franchise Cruz Dessert, all of these things. They even wanted to have women fight men, transgendered men. They entertained that. So these are the guys that are saying, okay, we know what you found, but we want to see if the Osirine actually helped Ryan beat Devin. Why are you even looking at that? This is open and shut.
Case in point, right? So if what was it? I'm trying to think. What was I thinking about? You and BF one day was talking about the fact of, matter of fact, because like you had said it first, and then BFTB came on after you. But y'all was talking about Big Baby Millie.
Mm-hmm.
You yourself said, and I quote, "As soon as I heard what he did, I was on the phone like, the fuck is you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you spoke to him in person. Like, yo, like, the fuck is this? You and BF literally went after him and spoke on him the same way you speak on everybody else, because you said, look, I don't give a damn about the fighters necessarily. It's the sport. And what you did was wrong. You cheated.
Yep.
You called it verbatim. I mean, hell, but like this. If you look at the whole Balco, people talk about, Victor Conte. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Marion Jones. They crucified that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson, the sprinter from Canada, when he got popped, they crucified that man. You know what I'm saying? Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa,
yep.
They crucified them. You know what I'm saying? Any black or brown athlete that gets popped for doing some shit, they are on it. And they will say anything and everything about them. But if it's somebody that appeals to the masses or that is fit whatever current agenda is being pushed, they let that slide.
That's right.
It's just what it is.
This just the way of the world, man.
Now, mind you, let's take the whole Devin hitting Ryan Garcia situation real quick. Let's flip the table. Now, granted, I agree. The man fought emotional. He was upset. He fought the wrong fight. He lost. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's not, nobody disputed that. He lost the fight. It is what it is. But if the tables was turned and Devin Haney had came in 3 pounds over, said, I don't give a fuck about this title, and was juiced to the gills and knocked his fucking head off, then what? Prosecute that man, throw that motherfucker in prison, strip him, everything. They would have literally taken everything that man owned.
Hold on. This is crazy. Hold on. I'm sending out this text.
Are you good?
Hold on.
Are you good?
I don't know. Salute, Rachel. I see you. It's just strange how these motherfuckers they could say a lot of stuff, but when you fire directly back at them, they can't take it.
Yeah, it's the whole. It goes back to the whole thing of, okay, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother, God bless her, like my grandmother always used to say, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Like, okay. Or again, look at the Fury Wilder situation. All right. We know Fury came, like I'm saying, when Fury fought Klitschko, he had Nandrolone in the system. We know that. When he fought Wilder, you know what I'm saying? We know he cheated his ass off. He had the fucked up glove, everything else. You know what I'm saying? But now, let Wilder haven't taken Stanzalol. Let him have been juicing extra test or whatever the situation is. Okay, now let's go back to the first fight in the 12th round when he knocked his ass out cold and Jack Reese gave him damn near a 22-second count.
Yeah.
Had Wilder been juicing, or let's say Wilder was on Ostarine, let's say Wilder had Test or Wilder had Decker or whatever in his system, Nandrolone for that matter, and he hit Fury being juiced, Fury would have died that night.
Yep.
Fury legitimately would have died that night.
and it's cool because you know what? Looking back, he should have died. I'm not in the business of being fair anymore.
Hell no, for what?
I'm not Jesus. Everyone says what would Jesus do? I'm not Jesus, man.
Nope.
I'm not Dr. King. You know, I'm not here for the understanding of mankind anymore. I'm not doing that shit.
Hell no.
I'm not. The
call a spade a spade.
The punks and the bedwetters and the cowards have been thoroughly exposed. And if they think for 2 seconds that I'm gonna remove my size 13 from off the back of their necks, I'm gonna George Floyd every last one of them.
Hey.
Every last one of them. And I have no conscience or nothing about doing that. None.
As you should, because
I'm not playing with none of these fools. And I'm at a point right now where I spent a long time telling people in the community, do your content, ignore it. Do your content, ignore it. But at some point, you have the right to defend yourself, because what these niggas did was they start lying on you. And that was the problem with Trill Will. Everyone started lying on him and lying on Mr. Shelton. And then they got me. They lying on me. And I wholeheartedly didn't do anything but try and help people. And I got people flipping on me like that. I tried legitimately to help.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? What are you talking about? So now I'm not in the business of justifying. My reputation speaks for itself. Now it's fuck you with the lit flare. And don't say that to me. And if there's ever a place where we're in the same arena together, do not approach me, because you're perceived as a threat, and I'm gonna take your fucking
head. And it's on site.
Exactly, it's on site. You see me and I see you, don't come near me. Go the other way, please. Your life depends on it. Leave me alone.
I'll tell, because on the real, because I'll tell a motherfucker in a heartbeat. Take your ass and go skydiving without a parachute. Leave me the fuck alone.
And word up. It's really F you and your entire bloodline, and I mean that.
Nah, because it's the thing, man. Here's the thing, right? Like, I've always been the type of person that, look, if we got a situation, we can be men. We can come to the table. Hey, well, this was said. This is how I felt. This is how I perceived it. And then, okay, cool. Then as a man, you would say, all right, look, yes, this is what I said, but this was the context behind it. And as two men can come to a conversation, the two men should be able to handle that. But if, like you said, if they want to run around ducking and dodging, throwing shots, then at that point you've lost that respect, and it's fuck you.
Yep.
And if you really want smoke, I ain't hard to find.
You know what, man? And I ain't want to take the show in that direction.
No, I get you.
But on Jesus' name, bro. On Jesus' name, I know the direction in which I'm going.
Absolutely.
And they better thank their stars and garters that I'm civil.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very civil.
Like the thing is, you know what I'm saying? So for earlier in the conversation, you had said that, there's plenty of ways that folks can go and plenty of ways that I could have taken a certain situation, could have, deleted myself, could have done this, could have done that. Right. So having taken the path that I did, and obviously I learned very young that I didn't have an issue with violence. Like, I didn't have I never had an issue with hurting somebody. It didn't bother me. Like, when it came time for me to do what I needed to do, I didn't have a conscience about it. What was done was done. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time that just because a man is peaceful, don't ever get it twisted, because you have no fucking idea what he had to go through to get to that point. But trust and believe. It's like I said many, many times. If you keep knocking on the devil's door long enough, sooner or later somebody's gonna answer you. And if you really and if you continue to push a man in that direction, and you keep egging on the situation, you keep want to poke the bear and run your mouth and make little shots and appear in certain places or whatever, eventually you gonna have to see that man.
That's right.
Eventually you and that man finna do this. And I guarantee you, everything that you said, everything that you brought to the table, everything that you said, when I see you, it's up. When I see you, I'm gonna do this and whatever. At that point, ain't no more talking.
That's right.
It's time to handle business.
Right.
So unless you are prepared to go to war, leave me the fuck alone.
And they aren't. They are never prepared. They're never prepared, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna cut this short. Get up your GoFundMe.
All right.
And give it to me. And when I'm gonna be doing my live streams from this channel for the next 7 days, I guess.
I got you.
But I'm actually having a conversation with YouTube right now.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, I'm gonna keep y'all posted. But in the meantime, y'all like and share my video because I'll be going live on this channel until I straighten it out with my Drew Titan LLC. But let me make it be very, very clear. These clowns sure can diss it out, but they can't take you. You see? Let me put this up. Look at this. We all know 78 been looking at you with the side eye for a while now. He know you a snitch boy, ex-cop. You know what I know about you? You a faggot ass, punk ass, homosexual on my dick. That's what I know. And you're not about that life. Because I will push your head off your fucking shoulders. I have a 9-inch penis. Get off my dick.
Pause.
Get off my dick and tell your bitch to come here. I'll take one for the team.
Oh shit!
I'll take one for the team. Just to show you good.
Man, look, you know what I'm saying? Like I said the other day, right? I was on Trill Will's channel. Folks was talking about going to the reunion or whatever, right?
6'2", 220 with a 6-pack and a big dick. I won in life, but you ain't here with a troll account. You ain't here with a troll account. I've won. I've won. Genetically, I've won. I'm 6'2". I've won. I've won. I win. I'm Diesel. I got a big dick. I'm 6'2". What? I've won. What? Even if I was a broke nigga, you know I'll still be getting pussy.
Just because you're 6'2".
Even if I was broke, I've won in life.
Just because you're
here with a ghost account. A ghost account. A coward. And I talk to the general every day. And what are you? If I'm a snitch boy, ex-cop, you's a fuck boy with no life because you're here at midnight.
And he took the time to come speak to you to say that.
Took the time to come speak to me. That makes me a god. Send your mama, nigga. You know that bitch? Tell her to remove her dentures and I'm gonna show you how to throw poke. This is how you back up her head and wow. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Man. Like, nah, man, like I said, because like the other day I was on Trill Will's channel, right? Folks was, talking crazy about the whole reunion, that, the third, whatever. You know what I mean? And like I said, my thing is this. I don't run from nobody. I'll take all fades. Because here's the thing, like, when it comes, like, to me, and again, I don't glorify, beating on nobody, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But like my father would say, there are certain, like, you can teach certain people to fight. Mm-hmm. And there are other people that are just natural born killers. If you put them in a situation, you put their back to the wall, and they know that the only way to get out of where they at is to go through who's ever in front of them, it's go get through.
Yep.
So, and like I said, I would much rather, hey, look, you know what? But let's, what I'm saying, piece it up, man, let me buy you a beer. It is what it is. I would much rather do that. But if you put me in a situation where you say you want to throw hands, I'm going to get the biggest fucking smile on my face. Because at that point, everything that I've held in and everybody that I've had an issue with,
that's the same IP address, brother.
You catching it.
You heard what I said, right?
Yeah.
It's the same IP address. You niggas really think that you're safe. You're not. You're not. It's the same. Okay, let me stop talking. All I'm saying is,
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew, I'm gonna put you on something real quick. There's a website you can go to. It's called Shodan. SHODAN, right? Security personnel, obviously, pen testers, hackers, people like that's that's something.
Say no more, bro. Say no more.
You know what I'm saying?
Say no more. Don't give them no gem. But no, these dudes, they really don't know. You're no longer safe. You're no longer safe. You're
I mean, hell, shit. If I want to find them, I find them.
You're no longer safe, bro.
Yeah.
You're no longer safe.
And like, here's the thing.
No longer safe.
To repeat what I said earlier, they don't know who you talk to. Number one.
Yep.
So with that being said, they have no idea who you have access to.
Yep.
That's number one. Number two, they don't know what you know, and they don't know your skill set. Not only that, they don't know who you associate with or who you call brother, and they don't know their skill set or what they can do. So, like you said, they may think they're safe, they may think they can hide, they can do this, they can do that. But as anybody in this chat who has been in the street or has family in the street knows, anybody can get touched. Anybody can be found.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard.
Ex-cop, I'm going to show you exactly how life moves. I'm going to show you exactly how life moves. That's the same fucking IP address from the same dude. That's his fourth account that I've seen. The same one.
Damn.
I'm going to show you exactly how life works for you. I'm glad you came this morning. I'm glad you, dude. Just say you want to.
That's the same one from this morning?
It's the same dude.
Oh, shit.
This is how ridiculous, this is how stupid and reckless they are. This is how he looks at me and gets so mad that I get all of this love. I get more love than hate. And that's what it's because you're
a genuine fucking person.
I get more love than hate, and all they could do is look at me and masturbate. Boss, you're gay, my nigga. You're gay. You are gay.
Dead ass, for real.
You are gay. There's no. I don't stalk dudes. I don't. I call them out on their bitch assness. That's what I do. Like, yo, look at this. Look at this faggot. Look at that guy. Or that wannabe guy. But that's all right. About that life,
they gonna see.
You gonna see. Matter of fact, that's my project. Right? I was looking for something. That's the project right there. Him. Should have left me alone, bro. Should have left me alone.
What did I just say not even 5 minutes ago? If you keep knocking on the devil's door long enough,
you're gonna answer.
Later, somebody gonna answer.
Somebody gonna answer. Congratulations. As a matter of fact, let me do this. There you go. There you go. Right. There you go. All right. Should have left me alone, bro. I was letting you rock. Man, I got shit to do. But now
you got time.
Play. Let's play the game, bro. We gonna play the game. Don't
put it like this.
Cry later. Already had one nigga jammed up with a $21,000 lawsuit. Ooh. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Ooh, but he was begging and pleading at the end of the day. And we had an agreement. I'm not gonna say no more. He ain't gonna say no more. That nigga don't even say my name no more. Because that's part of the agreement. Don't fucking talk. Cause you fuck with my bread now.
It's a wrap.
It's called Drew Titan LLC.
For a reason.
I pay money for my fucking name.
Yep.
When he saw 21 racks and got a fucking cease and desist letter, And we had a Zoom meeting. Oh, yeah, it was real. He's like, no, I didn't mean to. Yeah.
It don't matter. You shouldn't run your mouth.
Look, man, I'm just sorry, man. You know, okay. Suck your own cock.
You know what I'm saying?
What you do. And don't ever say my fucking name again. And he hasn't.
Like a lot of these folks who be like, you know, making the troll accounts and coming at you and Will and BF and like the journal or whatever. One thing, and I mind you, I'm not gonna drop no gem, but I'm gonna tell them something like they should have known a long time ago. Your IP address is just like your house address.
Yep.
So if somebody gets your IP address, it's not that hard to find you.
Listen, it's all fun and games until you have to see me in a legal setting.
On the real.
It's all fun and games until you have to see me in a legal setting. I'll say it one more time. It's all fun and games until you have to see me in a legal setting. You think this is fun? It's fun for you? Until that mediator is calling you defendant.
Right.
Saying, yo, what are you doing
and what
here?
They don't realize is you got the money to play with the legal people. So you got the money to play with the legal system.
Yep. It's called doxing. And I could paint it however I want to paint it. I did it already, and I literally had the motherfucker's voice cracking on a Zoom meeting. I didn't mean it. You know, I was just having fun. It's just not fun.
Nope.
Lord knows how many fucking deals you probably fucked up for me. You drag my name all over YouTube. I'm not even on Twitter. You dragging my name on Twitter? What the fuck is wrong with you? I didn't mean it. Look, I'm sorry, Mr. Reed. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Well, here's what we gonna do. Don't ever fucking say my name again.
For real.
In fact, if somebody comes to your chat and says my name, you might want to block them.
For real.
Don't say shit. Or fuck you, pay me.
Exactly. That's what it is.
And that was the end of it. This was going on 3 years ago now. See, I ain't gotta say shit out loud. While you talk, I act.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what? And I'm glad you said that because BF had said something in a live. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, right? I remember when the whole when the first Wilder Fury fight happened, right? I remember you, Black, CC, General, BF, and I forgot who else, but every last one of y'all at different times came out and said and literally spoke on the fact that y'all was offered 50 and up to speak bad on Deontay's name.
Mine was $20,000 spread out over 4 months, and I don't remember the person's name, but you couldn't have told me that wasn't a troll. $20,000 spread out over 4 months. They wanted me to talk down on Deontay Wilder, basically abandon ship, and talk up several UK fighters and refer me to a YouTube channel. And they said they'll pay me a portion of it up front, and they'll spend me $20,000 spread out over 4 months. And I said, this ain't real. I deleted the email, and I called 78, and I said, yo, I just got this email, da-da-da. He said, no, it was real. 78 could have sold out for six figures a long time ago. Black, the same thing. BFTB, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I only had like 4,000 subs.
Right.
My voice was that important. Now, again, you go to these other nigga channels, and you like, why they talking all crazy? Because they took bread.
Yeah, because they took the deal.
They took bread. And I don't care what they say. Salute to Eric Jordan. He said, monkeys and coons don't got no life. Hello, fucking monkeys. These damn coons. I'm sorry.
Facts.
I'm talking with YouTube right now. Talking with some dude named Andrew Scott. I mean, this is nothing. This is nothing to me. You know what I mean? See, this is what's unique. See, I have a day job.
Yeah.
But I'm out here speaking the truth. And I find that every time I'm out here speaking the truth, they start doing super shit like fucking up the stream. I mean, all kinds of stuff. This is what they do here.
Yeah.
They start goofing around with the stream and sending bullets to they just do all kinds of weird shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but what they fail to realize is the truth like rain. They don't give a fuck who will follow.
No, they don't. So now the latest flex is I put out a video, and I know someone sent it to that Coach Malakoon or KQKC, but this is how thin your skin is, mofo. This how thin your skin is. I'm not belligerent in that post or nothing. And you get upset, motherfucker, like I'm gonna stop? No. The boot got bigger. Steel toes. I'm not gonna stop because this dude for the last 3 years been talking crazy.
Hi, this is your DoorDasher. I can't get through the gate, so.
Oh, pound 2016.
What's up?
Pound 2016.
Oh, okay. Wait, can you say that again? Sorry, I passed the.
It's okay. It's pound 2016.
Is he all right?
Okay.
All right, sounds good. I'll be there in a sec.
All right, cool.
Yo, so we're gonna see who's about that life. Don't cry too much. Because now you're giving me something to do.
Well, that, and then I remember, right after the Haiti fight, I remember the general was doing a live, and he was speaking on the situation with the whole, Malcolm, and like he said, he literally ran face to face with the man. And he said, "Look, hey, you got to see Drew." Like he told him, "Hey, you got to see Drew." And he was like, "Nah." He was like, "Nah, man, da 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 da." And he buck danced and tap danced and tucked his tail and did all that, and played cool because he knew his ass was in the lion's den.
That faggot.
He knew. I mean, because let's be real. Let's just call a spade a spade. The man was in New York. He's in your home.
Mm-hmm.
If you was really that dude and you was really the type like, look, I want to get you. It ain't that hard to make a phone call.
Listen, I'm no gangster.
Nah.
I wasn't gonna beat him up. I want to have a conversation with him face to face.
Yeah.
And he was so scared that he didn't leave his hotel. He went live during the weigh-in.
From his hotel.
Like, why is he live? And he said, "Oh, I ran into 78. Ain't no problems. I'm not doing no more videos about them anymore. But there's an LDBC member. If I see him, it might be a problem. There'll be no problem. I'm supposed to get locked up for beating up a little boy?
Basically.
Are you fucking serious? I was going to St. Martin the next day. Get out of here."
Yeah, that'd have been that would have been no fight.
Hello, I'm typing to this guy.
Oh, you good? Go ahead.
Hello. Interesting is that I was not. Yeah, I'm gonna see how they handle that. It's amazing. This is an amazing thing. But let me bring it back to our topic here, man. As soon as you get that GoFundMe up, let me know. I'm a push it. I told you I'm gonna hit up Theo and I'm gonna hit up Dave, and always keep me posted about what's going on in life.
Most definitely.
It's an interesting story, man. You be cutting yourself short if you don't write a book. Jesus Christ, because I'm sure there's people that can identify with you.
Well, it's crazy you say that. I'm actually getting ready to drop a book of poetry.
Yeah, you need to, bro.
Yeah, I got.
You have things written down?
Oh yeah. I got. My first book is gonna have 25 poems in it.
Wow. Oh man, I'm about to dig in this. Yo, bro, I gotta end this live, bro. This is gonna.
It's all up. You know what I mean,
bro, get me that. Get me everything. Get me everything, bro. And I'm gonna push it, bro.
I got you.
We gonna talk, man. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. Much love, appreciation, man. We gonna talk behind the scenes a lot, bro.
All right, I got you.
All right, much love, man. I gotta go because I'm talking to YouTube now.
Hey, handle that, man. Do what you do.
No doubt. I'll talk to y'all, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Take it
All
gently.
right, one.
Uh-huh.